Hi, my name is Marcia Jews. Welcome to STEM City USA's coverage of the Women of Color STEM Conference. Through all 3 days, we will be bringing you incredible interviews with inspiring STEM pioneers leading the way in industry, government, academia, and around the world. And now, please welcome our next guest.
Hi, my name is Nadine Louis, and I work at Health Catalyst. I am the Director over Client Success. I am also the chairperson for our ERG group called Shades. Something interesting about me, I speak 4 languages and I love to cook. Thank you.
So I can barely speak English.
And you speak 4 languages.
And you speak
Yes,
4
ma'am.
languages. So what languages are you
I
speaking?
speak Creole, I speak French, I speak Spanish, and I'm learning English. If you can say that.
I love it. So from that Creole.
No, it's from Haiti.
Haiti.
Yes.
Haiti. Oh,
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So how did you get into this whole business? It's, you've got 15 years in healthcare focusing on all of these technical accounting areas. What did you do to go to school and come up with all this stuff that you wanted to do when you grew up? So now you grow and look at all of what you've accomplished.
Well, funny thing is, I was a teacher. I graduated with an education degree and I taught in high school. But then my husband was very, he's a techie guy. And I used to always watch him put computers together. And so finally one day he said, go ahead, put one together. And so I fell in love with it. And then I became a trainer for doctors and nurses and admins. And from that point on, being a trainer, being able to put things together for the doctors, and I fell in love and it just took off from there.
And so when you look at all of these aspects that are in the healthcare world, how did you even understand what they were talking about? Because there's so many different languages within
Right.
healthcare.
I got into the data aspect of healthcare, not the clinical, because I can't look at blood. So when you think about, the different information that goes into a computer system, that's the part that I got into and I just drilled into when it comes to, okay, what part of healthcare do you want to be in? And so with that, with the software that we have in my company, we help hospital make money. We help them get the data informed so they can see, okay, well, I have the information, what can I do with it? And so with that, it's just, as we evolve to the world of technology, data is something that is very important. It's so much of it. It's like, what do you do with it when there's so much? Yes, it
It's
is.
huge.
So
It's huge. And so when you look at data and you're looking for the outcomes for your reports, I guess, how do you manage that
lucky for me, I
process?
don't have to manage that process. We have right. We have applications that helps it make that. So we get all of the files, if you will, and you think about the different type of files you have. Our applications are able to translate it to more of a visual, so that way you're not looking at just data, you're looking at informed data. And that's what makes it
Ah,
sense. So we can help the hospital. So you think of, for example, you have files, supply file, a pharmacy file. Okay, what does that mean to a doctor, right? What does that mean to an admin person? So when you take all that data and now you translate it to a reporting factor, as you mentioned, then now it makes sense and now it's presentable and you can dissect it how you see fit.
and it takes a lot to be able to
Yes.
dissect it. Right. So how did you train to learn all of these aspects from all of these different career
Lots of
areas?
reading. So you think about, so for example, CMS is what we work with. And so when you're looking at the data itself, you can see a bunch of data in front of you if you don't understand what it is. But if you know what you're looking for, so if I'm looking for CPT, I want to see CPT. In the midst of all of the data, the patient information, I need CPT. Our application now transform that to you. So that's how I'm able to tell, okay, now I'm looking for CPT. That's what I need. And when I say lots of reading, just being able to dissect, and revenue cycle is the sector that I work in. What am I looking for revenue cycle? I'm looking for billing information. I'm looking for denial information. So those kind of target what I'm looking for to kind of help translate so I can help support the people I work with.
And you're also supporting the people who are the
Yes, our
customers as
clients.
well,
Yes,
right? That's right. And so as you look at this, you've spent 5 years in the client management
yes.
area. What did that look like for you?
It looks like supporting, caring, and understanding. You think when you're working with the hospital side of it with our clients, they want to be able to understand what value can you bring. So, as their account
Yeah,
manager, once you purchase the application, you want to know what value it brings to you. So part of what I did was going on site, explaining once we get their data and make it data informed. Now it's my way of saying, okay, well, this is what you can get out of it, so you can make decisions for the hospital. So, for example, if you know you are practicing this CPT code and you don't know what it means for you as far as your facility, well, I can help you
right.
where you can compete with other hospitals. You can see where you are losing money. You can see where you could be
Hmm.
charging, because a lot of things too with the hospital, it's not so much what they charge a patient, it's the cost of what it costs them to do that procedure. So I will go on site and have those conversations to kind of help them make the best decision, because it's year after year the hospital have to stand, and the nurses, it's not their job to be trying to think about financial decisions, right? So the application with their CFO is where we come in, so we can actually sit down and have the conversation to know what are you doing? Should you be performing this surgery? If it's not
Right.
making you money,
And find a
exactly,
balance in
exactly.
it.
So that as a client manager, that's what I had to do, just to help them and be that day-to-day person to support them with the application they purchase.
And so when you took this position, did you realize the breadth
No,
and depth
of
of
course
it?
not.
Uh-huh. And, and so in that process, in that investigative process, what are three things that you identified that you hadn't expected?
Patience is one of them. And I say patience because, when someone calls you, they need something. The first 30 minutes is that discovery. It's not really what they're looking for. And so that listening skill that's nothing, listening skill, patient listening. Because if I'm listening to the, I want to say complaint, I'm not going to be able to find out what the issue is. I have to listen past that. And so listening
Ah,
past that will helps me get to the root of exactly what you're looking for. So patience is one, listening is another one, and really empathy. And I
mhm,
want to say sympathy, but empathy more so, because a lot of times for me, I have been on the other side. I have been a client. So being able to understand when you calling me, you are looking for the resolution from me, and I have
right,
to be able to
right.
provide that to you in a kind manner. And I also have to understand where you're coming from, because you're trying to do your job. I'm trying to do my job. So what can I do to help you so you can make your day easier? So those three things I did not expect, but then they are very valuable to what I do.
And and that it allows you the opportunity to do a different assessment
Exactly.
with that
Yes,
data.
exactly.
And so if we look at where you are now and over the next 5 years, where do you
Well,
see
AI
yourself?
is something that it's all over. And so to be
Yeah.
able to really understand the aspect of AI, because I think a lot of people, they misunderstand when it comes to AI, depending the sector you in
Mhm.
as well. So you think about right now, the doctors, they are getting burnt out. They want to take care of the
Yes.
patient, but before they can take care of the patient, they have to spend a lot of time looking at the chart, trying to understand your diagnosis. And so, if we can have something that can help the doctors to really say, okay, well, let me focus on the data aspect. Let me help you with some of the trends, right? Let's educate the AI aspect, right?
Ah,
So that I can make your job easier. So the extra 20 minutes that you would spend on a chart, you can spend it with the patient. And that's where I'm looking to invest
uh-huh.
my time in the next 5 years.
But that's also an investment into your own
Absolutely.
career,
Yes.
right? And seeing yourself develop the areas that need to be developed so that you can do your job with
Yes. Look
certainty.
for the need and then see where you
Yes.
can be of service.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm. So where do you see yourself in the next 10
Wow.
years?
Whew. Hopefully I can excel more in my career and just continue being in the health sector, because I really do love the data aspect. I don't know what technology is going to bring on, but I want to be right in the middle of it, doing exactly, examining the data, see how can I support the healthcare aspect. COVID hit us pretty hard, especially in
Yeah.
our community, and we realized that minorities, we are the last one to be looked at, and there were a lot of death that
Yep.
happens there. So if I can help in any, any manner in that area, that's what I want to get to. And also too, as a Haitian American person, I'm from Haiti, and we lack healthcare. And you think about data here, well, that's another resource that we do not have. And the next 10 years, if there's something that's out that I can help, that would be great for me, not just for my career, but
Right.
also a service. I can show my purpose.
To the
Exactly.
community. And the community deserves to have
Yes,
that information.
absolutely.
Mhm. Give me three things that you wish you could change in the world based on your perspective.
Poverty is one. I think we waste a lot of food, but it goes into the wrong hands. It's like you either have a lot of it or you don't have enough of it, and not just in the United States, but also in my own country. So that's one aspect. Human trafficking. I have three girls,
Mm.
and that alone puts a lot of fear in me to think that I have no control if something were to happen with my girls. So if that is an area that we can get just more active in, and the last thing is substance abuse. There's a lot
Uh,
going on. People are trying to find ways to cope, and if there was a way where we can just help them balance, because people, I see whether it's in television or hear stories from close friends, people are wasting away because they need that outlet. So if that can be
right.
wiped away and help people find other mechanism to deal with their mental issues, to deal with the stress of life, those three things I will eliminate or try to change.
And that's powerful. And as we look across the world, and who are the nations that are really putting interest and time and money into people of color and making certain that there's
Right.
equity in all
Yes.
of that research and all of those products that are being delivered and all of those not just delivered but created and
Right.
delivered. So it's more than just having a conversation. You've got to actually let people know what you have and making certain that they're
Yes,
saving lives.
absolutely. I agree.
That's
Yes.
huge. That's huge.
Yes,
Thank
of
you so
course.
much. I've really enjoyed having you here. And so when we look at next year, you're going to be here, right?
God permits, absolutely. Yes,
Yes, you will.
yes.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
having
much.
me.
God
Appreciate
bless
it.
you. Mhm.